We are in the middle of Advent, season of waiting. The problem is that I'm not very good at waiting. Even waiting for my coffee to warm up in the microwave is annoying. When it comes to things that are deep and important to all of us, healing for the broken parts of our lives and for the people we love, peace and goodness on the earth, freedom from suffering. I really hate waiting. I want those things now. But when I think of all the beautiful and liberating things God has done in history, it is obvious that none of them have come easily or quickly or without a cost. Abraham and Sarah had to wait until they were very old for the son that had been promised. They had tried everything they knew to fix it themselves and force the promise to come true. But it wasn't until every human hope had been extinguished and all they could do was wait that God stepped in to do the impossible. God's people were in slavery over 400 years before they were set free. 400 years is, by anyone's standard, a long time. And I imagine that in that 400 years, it would have been easy to call the faithfulness of God into question and to believe that their slavery was forever. But it wasn't. Even after they were freed and were given the promised land, the people waited through many exiles to the Assyrians, the Babylonians, and the Persians, and suffering at all those hands for the one who was promised, who was supposed to bring God's peace and justice to the earth. They had to live in that tension between what God promised and the reality in which they lived. They had to live with that tension, waiting. But we live with that tension too. The songs that God's messengers sang in the sky at Jesus' birth was peace on earth. Peace to those with whom he is pleased. Yet when we look at the world in which we live, peace is not the reality. War, violence, terrorism, destruction, and heartache. As the incomparable U2 has sung.
Jesus in the song you wrote, the words are sticking in my throat. Please hear it every Christmas time, but hope and history won't rhyme. So what's the end? There's peace on earth.
So we wait. Perhaps some of us are not really waiting with any sense of expectation. Perhaps we don't believe that things could ever be different than they are now. Perhaps, like Abraham and Sarah, we have given every effort to try to fix things ourselves and have found that we failed. If so, then we need to be reminded that this God speaks and acts in the very places that seem so dark that no human initiative or power can do anything. He spoke into a stable at Bethlehem so many years ago. This child Jesus, though, is still the hope of the world. They called him Emmanuel, God with us. He came to be with us in our weakness, in our sorrow, with us in despair and death and brokenness, with us in betrayal and abandonment, There is no part of human experience that is left untouched by God becoming human. And there is no part of human experience that cannot be redeemed and healed and saved by Him. But like every worthwhile thing in life, this does not come easily or quickly or without a cost. So together, may we learn to wait. May we learn to hope. May we learn to turn to the God who did not remain distant or remote from our situation, but stepped right into it to bring healing from the inside out.